And stuff to say. Let's find out. One way to obviously always find out is just to go in game and let the game show us. As to the top right hand side, our red Zerg player. It is Solar from Splice, currently leading this group 2-0. And down to the bottom left, our blue Zerg player. It is Dark. Top 4 at Katowice last year. How much further can he go this time? Again, if he loses this, he is in a spot of bother with some difficult matches left to play, and yet will be having to fight for his life in every single one of those to stay in this group. Absolutely crazy. As we get set up into this, just looking to see what sort of direction we are going to be taking things in. So, looks like we're going to be starting both players opening hatchery first here rather than any kind of aggression, which is definitely obviously one way you can open up with here in the ZVZ. A hatch first definitely works out a lot of the time. Sometimes you just have to be that little bit more careful about it though. You don't want to kind of run into too many issues. You don't want to be greedy every game because it can be punished. And well, look at this. Talk about greedy. This is super greed out of Dark. He's going to roll the dice in the early stages and open triple hatch before pool. What this means is that he's going to get a great economic position if he doesn't get punished for it. If Solar decides to attack, well, look at that. Solar didn't even get his own spawning pool going up. He's actually going to throw down his third hatch as well. We'll talk about that for mirrored build orders. Triple hatch, then a gas, then pool, and both these players are lining up their builds right now to get going here in game number 1 in the greediest of ways. So neither player going to punish the other, and so both of them are going to get the same advantage as the other should. So very interesting setup here to kickstart us on Eastwatch of all maps as well, one we don't see all too often nowadays. So intriguing to see just what direction these players are going to take it into. So, hatchery coming up on either side at the moment. Still, and that's the third hatchery, of course. And neither of them tried to take the third hatch on the gold either, so none of them will try and be ultra cheeky here. And Solar poking forwards with this first Overlord. Well, he's going to see that the creep is there, so he knows hatch first, which is great for him, because he's like, phew, well, at least I'm not getting attacked here anytime soon. And Dark will be having the same sort of feelings. The Solar's actually diving a little bit further in, but now pulls back. No queen just yet being shown, which maybe is starting to be a bit of an indicator that this maybe was something other than hatch, gas, pool. Because surely maybe there should already be a queen out, although Solar will identify the creep on the left-hand side now. So he sees this base, and Dark sees this base up here. So both players are very well aware of what's going on now. As again, an important matchup for both. The winner of this ZVZ will be in prime position to perhaps move through the group. I mean, Solar especially win this, and boom, you are in a top position. But if Dark wins this, he's maybe not in a great position, but he's definitely in a necessary position, because, God, if he loses, it's going to be very, very difficult. Again, Dark still has Innovation left to play, who I would say is one of the scariest players of this group, although that said, Solar still has to play Hurricane, who took down Dark in the ZVP, so who knows what could happen. This group really is getting just absolutely insane at the moment, and that's why it's just been so fun to watch so far. As we do have these, well, this Zergling just going to be continuing to work his way through this rock tower. Slowly but surely, that's going to get knocked down. As that gets knocked down, falls off this sort of area. I imagine Dark will want to do something similar. Solar's actually going up in towards Roaches, which might kind of explain why he wants to do this, whereas Dark starting to spam out Lings with a Baneling Nest about to finish. Two very different ways of opening up here. Ling Bane against Ling Roach. And let's see what Solar can come up with to defend this, because initially he'll be the one who's a bit more open to attack because of the lack of Banelings. But over time, as he gets the Roach numbers up, he'll be in a bit of a better position for skipping those Banelings if the Banes don't do enough damage. So let's see how this goes. We are just going to be seeing these Lings coming in for Solar, just trying to fight against this Dark. Going to be able to push him back, definitely has the better Ling numbers for the moment. Solar stops to attack for a moment or so here and there. Again, coming all the way back up. His first Roach is on the way, but there's the first Banelings of Dark right now. Getting ready to attack into this. Going for the surround on that Queen, but going to get pushed away. Those Zerglings not going to find themselves too much luckier just yet, and you're going to see another few Banelings on the way up. 5 more of them currently being morphed on in. Zerglings and Queens with the Roaches combined now going to be able to push back that Ling Bane force. As you see the Zerglings coming forwards, and that first Baneling starting to go down already. Targeted does get picked off here. More of these Lings backing away from Solar. Ling's going to dive in towards the natural expansion. We're going to see those Banes as well, getting themselves some damage. I mean, the workers are going down. Solar's losing a lot, but he is defending at the front. And that might be the big part of this here, where Dark maybe how does he ever defend a counterattack, especially if he loses these Zerglings now? He's going to have absolutely nothing when it comes to army, and if Solar gets across the map, this could be deadly for Dark, as though that's actually going to be a loss there for Solar. Miss splitting his units off. A couple Lings peel away to the top side, and Solar doesn't see it. He thinks all of the Lings are here, and those two Banelings could very well become a massive issue. Obviously, they're not Banelings yet, but there they are now morphing in. So 2 Banelings on the way as Solar will go across the map and counter, which I really feel would work wonders if he committed, but now he's actually coming off to the side. It doesn't look like he actually wants to commit. He just wants to drone up and build up. Oh man, that's going to be somewhat rough here, as we do see the Lings alone are going to get into the main, and there's absolutely nothing to defend. The Banelings, though, into the mineral line. 9 workers going down. Finally, the Ling Bane of Dark is here to defend this and deflect this. I mean, the Ling is going to go across to the left-hand side as well, but there's a couple of Banes, and so Solar is scared off. Again, if the Roaches were here, maybe they could have made the difference. It's rough because you have to kind of predict that you're gonna want to commit with them so early. Obviously, Solar didn't take that risk, and he didn't get any sort of benefit from it, as these rocks going down now as well. Both players walled off on 3 bases. Dark moving up in towards Roach Tech of his own. His Evo Chamber slightly behind, so his upgrade will be slightly off. And he's still down in army supply, but maybe not for long once he gets his Roach count going. Although that said, one of the issues is he just doesn't have the gas to catch up at Roaches. And without having the gas to catch up in Roaches, he will be playing behind in an army deficit. So we'll see where that brings him to over the next few moments. By the way, I'm watching right now, Uthermal on my second monitor is about to take the 1-0 lead over Innovation in this series. Oh my gosh, Uthermal. He's up 50 supply against Innovation, which is, it's not over yet. Okay, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. He's playing Bio against Mech, so it's definitely not a one game, but it's looking pretty good for Uthermal, I'm not going to lie. So keep an eye on that. That's over on the C stream, remember, guys, as we do see the Lings coming across towards the upper right-hand side once again. Just going to be seeing the Roaches here from Solar, able to push back those Zerglings. And those Zerglings do have to pull away just for a moment or two. Creep continue to push out around the map now. Spire on the way on either side as well. And all of these Zerglings of Dark coming all the way back down to the bottom left-hand side here. See what else is going on. +1 missiles coming in on each side. Roach speed on the way up from both players, and I love the fact that both of them are going Spire, trying to switch into Mutas. This could turn into one hell of an interesting game if they both play Roaches into Mutalisks. I have to say, Solar's a little bit ahead on that one. With the already Roach army set up, he doesn't have to spend gas on more Roaches, which gives him a lot more ease being able to kind of stack up his gas waiting for the Mutalisks. He has a 400-ish gas advantage at the moment, or 300 I should say. But that 300 gas advantage goes a huge way to helping him out with a Mutalisk lead, which obviously could be absolutely, well, game-changing here. Just going to be seeing this group of Lings and Roaches from Solar continue to defend at the moment. That's 66 workers apiece. Both players just sat in a nice little defensive setup, a macro position here as this Queen hunting down the Overseer. Doesn't find it just yet, though. So has to be somewhat cautious there still. All of these Roaches of Solar pulling back through the center of the map. You see so many Lings and Roaches of Dark trying to come in and just defend this hatchery that's in the forward position here. There's the meters on the way up from Solar. Dark only has the gas for 6 so far. He makes Corruptors? What? Really? Oh, that's kind of insane. The fact he's making Corruptors here, I'm super intrigued to see how that actually turns out for him. Is he making Corruptors to defend this? What? To defend the meters? I mean, that's what I would guess. That's just so weird. Maybe he was making Corruptors to try and come around and like snipe a base with Caustic Spray. That seems absolutely insane, but I don't even know. We're going to see these couple of meters going to get rid of some Overseers, and Dark is heavily supply blocked. I just don't really know, actually. This is absolutely mental, as we're going to be seeing those meters going to be coming around, going to be coming through the center of the map. As we're going to be seeing Lings and Roaches of Dark sat back across over to the left-hand side. Just going to be seeing a couple of Lings going down here and there as well. Another Ling at the front gets picked off. I'm just going to be seeing again those Corruptors just sitting here and just waiting to see what they're going to actually really be used for. I mean, they're going to come in and fight the meters. And the meters are just going to be like, okay, let's fight. I don't understand the Corruptors at all. I really don't. Dark is just not working out for him, although he might be winning this fight over here. There's a couple of Banes left over that Solar needs to get rid of before his Zerglings can come and join the fight. I guess the Corruptors are stopping the Mutas from fighting this army because they're keeping them busy for so long. Now the Mutas just back away and get some shots on the Roaches, keep on winning out there. I mean, the Corruptors are still coming out in high numbers. The Queens were helping out for a while as well. Is it actually been enough to turn this around? My biggest fear is that as soon as the Mutas go down for solo, the Corruptors are just dead weight, although he is actually making more Mutalisks. So maybe that's not going to become an issue. Solo maintaining just about a 15 to 20 supply lead. He jumps back in over here. The Queen's one of the big issues right now, transfusing each other up. He gets rid of the Queen with a transfuser left on it, and now he'll just keep on fighting Corruptors. I mean, I guess it takes a lot of shots from the Mutas to get rid of a Corruptor or two. It just feels like it's not really going to work out. This is never something I've ever seen as a counter to Mutalisk and ZVZ, the Corruptors. What a way to play it. It's just absolutely insane. You'll see now that obviously the Mutas are left over and they're able to chase down some of these Roaches, and so Dark has continued to bleed out in terms of Roach numbers. And just in general, Solo has continued to dominate this group. He's already 2-0, and if he wins this, 3-0. Looking good to maybe take the one-map lead at the very least here. Dark does have a +2 missiles. That will help him out a lot on the ground. And this is just insane. As you're going to be seeing this Overlord here down to the south side, going to get picked off. More Mutas just on the way here as Solar just continue to trade so well against these Corruptors. I mean, he turns and he just fights them once again, and the Corruptors just aren't killing enough Mutas in time compared to the Mutas killing Corruptors. I mean, a Queen here as well, dealing some damage. I mean, Solo just has enough to justify fighting into Queens, it seems. Going to fly out, maybe get another Queen on the exit path. I just still wonder, what if Solo just says, okay, cool, make Corruptors. I'm just going to make Ling Roach now and just kill you, because how on earth are your Corruptors going to help in that fight? And this is going to be seeing these Lings and Roaches just going to come on through, going to get this around and going to continue to clean this up. These Roaches are going to continue getting cleaned out. Roaches continue to go down. 8 workers have been killed in this small skirmish, but Solo cleaning up the army and getting ready to go across once again. You see the Corruptors coming in to fight. I guess they're killing these Mutas pretty quickly now. They're at the kind of proper numbers, so maybe that was just the issue all along. There's a Spore Crawler here as well, and so I actually don't like this for Solo at all. What on earth is he doing? Fighting in a Spore Crawler? Fighting with so many Corruptors around? Okay, that was a little bit crazy. These Corruptors moving across. Now Solo's maybe in a little bit of trouble here. He never started +2 missile attack upgrade. Wow, these Corruptors really working out. This is a little bit insane. Corruptors keep on moving forwards. Getting themselves an Overlord. I just wonder, like, what happens if Solo stops using these Mutalisks? What if Solo just says, okay, cool, I make just Roaches? Then you have a bunch of Corruptors, which I guess caustic spray down a base. I guess that's what you make the play for. Oh, that's crazy. Well, Mutas come in here and they're going to clean out a couple of these Overlords. So some Overlords going down. Down on this south side is going to be seeing Roaches and Ravagers fighting against the Roaches of Dark right here. I mean, Solo again is just missing a +2 missile upgrade, so it's really going to hurt him when it comes to the Mutalisk tray, with the Roach trays without the Mutalisks. I mean, the Mutas are faster, so they're able to avoid the Corruptors for the most part, and that's what he's maybe trying to do here, like counterattack around to force the Corruptors to come somewhere else, and then leap back into the fight with the Mutas perhaps very quickly. Very interested to see how this still continues on as we have Mutas looping around all the way to the left. There's some Corruptors on the right side now, so I guess we're going to start seeing these caustic sprays coming into play. I guess that's going to start to take down this hatchery, and I guess Solar, now he's out of position, right? These Mutas are in the wrong location. I mean, I guess Ravagers could be able to deal with these, because if they stand still caustic spraying, he can Corrosive Bile and force them to disengage and to stop caustic spraying. The Solo maxed out again is going to look for a fight through the center. Mutas are just going to fight the Corruptors here. I mean, these Mutas are getting cleaned out. I don't think Solo has any real intention of rebuilding them. He does have overwhelming forces here, but again, that upgrade disadvantage and also reinforcement disadvantage, as now Dark is switching into Mutas of his own. It's still very, very tough here. These Mutas are going to slowly pick away at these units, but it's just not enough to really make anything happen super quickly, and that's the issue. The Roach Ravager is going to get a lot done for Solo in the meantime, although Dark's reinforcements are starting to come out, and will start to add a lot into this as well. Just going to be seeing these Roaches forcing drones to even pull into this fight to clean up, but now as the Mutas come through, well, they're going to fight against each other. Mutas on Muta action is suddenly starting up here. Another Corrosive Bile coming down, doesn't really hit on much. The Corruptors arrive and will clean out, and Solar and Dark are still just so evenly matched here in this game. Absolute chaos. We're going to see the Queens were actually doing some damage before, but now they're off creep and they're going to get caught off guard. Roaches will turn to try and help fight here. I just don't know how much these Queens can actually do. So much of Dark's army supplies in Corruptors, which I guess will Caustic spray down another base, but that seems to be about all he can get done now. Roach is still chasing away here. +2 missiles is not far away from Solar. Wow, this is actually completely crazy. This is completely crazy. That base goes down. I mean, Solar, he's losing hatcheries. In fairness, he's losing income, and Dark is going to take a massive income lead off of killing that base. Corrosive Bars get rid of 2 Overlords here, as again, the question becomes, is there just enough of a fighting army here for Dark to really fight this? Solar is just seconds away from finding himself with +2 missiles, and again, if he can just do enough right now, maybe he can make this work out. The Queens can fight against the Mutalists. The Corruptors are just sat there. They're not doing anything. Solar moves forwards. Upgrades are now even, and now Solar wins through on the ground. The Queens are fighting the Mutas, but that's the issue. If the Mutas do end up on top of the Roach Ravager, the Roach Ravager will fall, and so it's down to Solar to get as much done as possible here in the next few moments. Corrosive Bars cancel morphing units. He's going to kill some drones. He's going to kill a lot of them. He's even going to maybe get himself a hatch or 2. It depends what he wants to prioritize, and he will dive the main base and look for more workers, looking to overwhelm his opponent, looking to get enough Hydras out to continue fighting this here, and he will just get a couple more Roaches at the end. So many drones here they can still pick off, as the Mutas will eventually clean on up. Absolutely crazy right now, as we're going to see the Mutas eventually will clean this up. As we're going to be seeing the rest of these Roaches just pulling on away once again. They're going to get cleaned out, but now there's Roaches on the third base as well. Solar is everywhere, but Dark's defending. The Corruptors are across the map, picking off Overlords, and the Lair, that's going down now here as well. And this CVC is 17 minutes in, and it's just absolute mayhem. I think in the end, the Mutas of Dark might win out. It depends how many Hydras Solar can get up. He's now down to just 1 base. All the Corruptors have just gone everywhere, as Dark, he's got bases, but he only has 15 drones. So this is an absolutely insane scenario because the army supplies favor Dark, but in a straight-up fight, it's only 7 Hydras. I don't think they can win against the Mutalisks. Oh man, this is absolutely insane at the moment as we see those Mutas coming in towards the upper right-hand side and Corruptors going off to the side of Caustic Spray down a base again, and Solar just doesn't seem to have an answer for the Mutas and now into the Mutas or Corruptors anymore. And Dark's build eventually worked out. I mean, again, I've never seen Corruptors as a response to Mutas. You know, if you're behind on Mutas, usually maybe you just don't make Mutas, or you go Hydras, or you play the defensive Mutas with Queens. The Corruptors, so unique, so different, and I mean, this base is going down out of range of the Spore Crawlers. What are you going to do? The one Hydra's not going to save it, and Solar doesn't have the money to build another hatchery, and that's going to force the GG. Dark takes game number 1. What on earth just happened in this ZVZ? Wow. Meanwhile, Ufilmo just went 1-0 up against Innovation? What on earth is this group? Oh, baby. This series is absolutely insane. Hurricane's winning against True. If he wins that, he's in a good position to move through. Oh my god, there's absolute mayhem going around in all of these matches at the moment. I can't even begin to just explain it. This group is absolutely freaking crazy. Solar lost. That was an absolute... I mean, that might be my ZVZ of the year. If not even... It's not very often I have a ZVZ that contests for Game of the Year, because I always think a lot of the cool ZVZs are, like, very... a lot of the cool ZVZs end up very, I guess, like, lurker focus, which I don't think is super fun. But this... Oh my god. That was absolutely insane.